size is different. I love it.
Two flowers are the same.
That is so true. We're gonna need a lot more. Yeah. Okay, now if it splits way down at the bottom, you can separate those into two pieces and use it as two separate insertions. If you ever put your flower in foam and take it out because you want to move it somewhere, recut it. Because the foam does get again into this membrane and it seals it off so that it cannot absorb water. Natural looking, but if you see a place that looks like it needs something, put it in there. We don't want to clump light flowers together though. In some designs, in this arrangement, we want them all to be kind of spaced out.
Check out Danny Milliken. He presents how to effectively select, plant, and raise fruit trees naturally. Also, come see Dr. Lori.
And remember to
15 minutes,
be
by aisle 600.
putting everything in at different heights to create our dimension. So we've got, and these are at every grocery store. And I love these because one stem has at least 5 flowers on it. So we're gonna go ahead and cut all of these guys off. So I'm gonna start at the bottom and cut my stems. When I get to the top, I've got 3 here. I'm gonna cut 2 of them short and leave 1 on the long stem so that it gives me 1 long flower. So cut that one short, cut this one short, and then leave this guy long. So these are gonna kind of help us fill in down at the base. So you can insert these flowers on the side. So when we bring our flowers from the flower market, we process them, which basically means we unwrap them, we clean up the foliage. If you were putting flowers in there, you want to remove those. That creates bacteria in the water and your flowers are floating around down in there and water turns green. It's a really good idea to use flower food. You'll always get a little packet of flower food when you buy flowers from the store. That helps control the alkalinity of the water, prevents bacteria from growing in the water, so always use flower food. And in a vase arrangement, take the flowers out every couple of days, give them a quick, I want it to mirror my anemone on the other side, but be shorter. So I'm gonna stick it at the same angle as the anemone and then turn it up a little bit and push it in a little lower. In asymmetrical design, we want to have, you know, heavier and trim them off the main stem. And then fill in your holes. if it's sitting on a table, white's green, so that it just kind of blends in. Tomorrow is take a measure, and it's just like adding water to a vase. Keep your flowers hydrated. Awesome. That was it. Pretty easy, right? Yeah. We use some expensive flowers. The anemones and ranunculus are really expensive. Ready? 65, 70, just because of the high-end blues that we use. That's the grocery store. Flowers.
How would you rate this?
And then that is the fourth-colored one that is called antique mahogany. So they look and feel like wood, but they have issues of wood. And all of you just that's your traditional Adirondack. We also do swivel gliders, and of course we do deep seating there. So if you want the nice thick cushions, those are available. You guys need one of our books? You're welcome to that. We have 2 stores, so we are open year round. There's the price sheet too. Everything has 4 prices to it: the assemble, deliver, or in box. Also the option of the texture or the silk. So you just pick your piece, pick your color, and then we put it set together. Yes, we can ship anywhere in the U.S., and you don't even have to pay the shipping charge. And especially if you're anywhere around salt water, wind, or humidity, which is pretty much everywhere.
What you're describing,
Hey Ray. Wood painting of a medieval knight. Let's talk about the medieval period. This is what I used to teach the linebackers at Penn State. And I used to say, so when is the Middle Ages? When is the medieval period? Any ideas? Time 1500s?
It was a gift from somebody who knows I love horses.
You love horses. You love horses, so you've got this nice little here, this nice horse, this staff here. He kind of looks a little bit more like the Three Musketeers than he does a medieval knight, right? He's not really medieval at all. He's more 1500s, 1600s, right? He sort of looks more like the Three Musketeers. That's what you have down here. And up here, you actually have a lady in waiting, if you will. Think of Juliet and Romeo, or Romeo and Juliet, whichever way you want to say it. So that's the idea here, circa 1500s, because you're thinking about the time of Shakespeare, for example, and it is on wood. What kind of painting is it? Is it a a painting at all? Or is it a print that's been printed onto a piece of wood and glazed over using Dacmark or another varnish? What do you think it is, Amelia?
No,
You know that the image is already there, they're just trying to make sure that that image stays, right, covered. That's what this is. And then they decided to make a nice big red base, or basically insert around this frame. Value on the piece in front of me? It dates to about 1900. It's looking at images from about 1500. Those images are printed on, and the piece is worth about 50 bucks. How did you acquire it? Someone gave it to you?
someone gave it to me.
So it was a gift?
Yeah.
So you might want to ask for a gift card from Amazon next time. Not great.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All your home and remodeling needs, always at these shows, at Cyfair, at Sugarland, up in Montgomery County, down in Houston, right here. I'm not here without the exhibitors, right, Matt?
That's right.
I know, I'm a spokesperson for a lot of people. This show is a great show. What was I doing? Oh, I was talking to Doug about the fair of the United States. Thank you for your... Wow! That's fantastic! Was that a hard job? I'd be a little scared. Which presidents?
I started with Bush.
You
Ford,
started with...
Bush, Ford.
Bush, so George H.W. Bush,
Right.
and Gerald Ford is from Michigan, where I went to
Right.
school. The Ford Library is up in Ann Arbor, where I went to school. Like beside the car, did you do those kinds of things?
No, I didn't
No.
have to do that.
Oh, so you had a different, better job. You weren't running. Oh, he's in a helicopter?
No, I used to be friends with the Marine pilots that
Ah.
drove him around in that helicopter.
Oh, I see. Exciting work. Did you like your job? Sure. Let's commend and celebrate all of our veterans and their families. Thank you. My dad was a combat medic in World War II in the Pacific. Yeah, I know. He was the guy who said, I'll go get him. Don't worry, I'll go get the wounded. I'll be all right. You know, you don't even want to hear the stories. So, really quite a generation. So you brought me a bear, didn't you? Tell me about your bear.
Well, actually, what's interesting is how I got the bear.
Tell me. Tell me the story. We all want to hear the story.
All right, I went to an estate sale
Went to an estate sale.
about 20 years ago.
Here in Houston?
Yes,
Okay.
and
Trying to keep up with
All
you.
Good stuff. All right. So, try me. Anyway, well, see, you got me right off that. See that? My mother would have done that. Lori Ann. Not even an implication as she's doing her rosary bead for my mother. You know, down, okay, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, anyway. So, try me. Then what happened?
so I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I live close,
I live close?
and I will drive up home and bring you back a large sack of homegrown tomatoes for that bear.
Homegrown tomatoes for the bear, but I'm not giving you $100. So you're going to trade tomatoes. Now, how big a sack? Like a lot? Homegrown. Good amount.
It was a big
Can I
sack.
make tomato sauce with it? You know, spaghetti and meatballs? Can I do that enough, right?
Anyway, I brought back the tomatoes. Done deal.
Come on! She just takes tomatoes instead of $100? This should teach you why you can negotiate with all those estate sale people. Alright, tomato. That was a good deal. Alright, that was a good deal. And what's a tomato? $1.95 a pound? That's a tomato. Alright. So, this particular bear is in relatively good condition. How old do you think he is? 1980s. Be all of the above, like the 1980s. He's from about the early 1980s. In the time period when we were basically using these for hunting lodges. You know, HGTV has all this new cabin, log cabin, build your cabin, all this stuff. They're like $25 million cabins. Man. This is the 80s when they had a small cabin somewhere where, you know, before the man caves and the she sheds, before that happened, a man would get his fishing rod and he'd say goodbye to his wife and he'd go to his cabin. There wasn't a lot of interior decorators around. So this would be the kind of thing that maybe once a year that the wife would show up that she'd bring on to make it look cute. Right? This particular piece is worth just about the $100 that you did not pay. That's about what it's worth. Even 20 years later, that's about what he's worth. A couple things that I would do to it. Now, I know you're a neat man. You're very neat and clean on yourself. You know what you need? You need a little bit of a brush, like a coat. Thank you, Doug.
Thank you, ma'am.
That was fun. Fun, 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 fun. All right. What's this? and
Yeah,
down.
it's a Texas edition.
Texas edition. You know, you're getting out of your little crappy rental car and it says, you know, you're down here and you gotta look up and it says Texas edition. I mean, I'd have to get like 5 step stools and I'd have to have somebody really strong to lift me in there. You know? Like, I don't know, J.J. Watt or somebody. Somebody strong. Like, before they go to the gym and do their bench presses, they can just lift. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, this. Hand-painted Nippon with a big M. M in the middle. What does the M mean? Why would it be Nippon, but it had an M in the middle? The mark, in fact, for Noritake is a capital M, which relates to the actual place and owner of that particular firm. This is made in Japan. Nippon is the old name for Japan. And it indicates that this piece is made prior to 1921. When we would mark pieces, right, with the word Nippon instead of Japan. You said, wow, because you're surprised I can tell without a date? Or you're surprised that it's in one piece because you're looking at him going, he probably breaks stuff? But it's all, he said, wow, because it's almost 100 years old. And you think it's going to be broken. It's made of porcelain. If I drop it, what's going to happen? 100 pieces? Right? 100 pieces or just a crack or a chip? Crack or a chip, because it's soft-based porcelain, not hard-based porcelain. If it were hard-based porcelain, it would drop, crack, 1,000,000 pieces. Soft-based porcelain, drops, chip, or crack. There's a difference because of the temperature in which the ceramic is fired at. Soft-based porcelain is usually fired at a lower temperature. For a woman or a man?
I would say a man.
It's very masculine, isn't it? It has the forms that are sort of the colors more that would fit in a man cave or a nice cabin, right? Fishing cabin. And then this image is superimposed on top. This particular image of the bulldog. Some people would mistake this as a giveaway for Mack trucks, right? Because the bulldog, of course, is of course the advertising icon. Peanut people. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Value on the piece in my hand, about $75 to $95 retail. All the values I'm giving you are retail. Why am I giving you retail? So you know where to market from, or you know where to advertise from. You don't want auction value because you don't know what the heck's going to happen in an auction. You want to know what's the highest price. What's retail? Thank you.
Excuse me a second.
Yeah.
I believe the bulldog is a show dog.
You believe the bulldog is a show dog? So did this come down in your family?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. I am so old here. Ma'am and ma'am. Well, why do you think it's a show dog? Was this in your family and you know that these dogs were shown?
No, I believe it. I even looked it up and it says
you looked it up.
It says it on there.
It says champion. It says Caterfelto champion. So he's a champion show dog, right? Okay, so you found his name on the internet.
Actually, we took it to Antiques on 8, and they appraised it between $1,200 and $2,000.
Great, go to them and ask them for your $2,000. Go ask them.
Well, they're out of business, so they're telling you.
Why are they out of business? Because you've got to know the source. You've got to know who's telling you the information, if they're right or not. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
That was fun. I got bad news for you, Melanie. Where are you? How'd you acquire it? Hi, Melanie, darling.
Yes.
This one?
Yes.
So I can,
6 of them.
I can give you the bad news?
Yes.
Made in Japan. This is for a teacup. This is for a little bit of lunch. A little bit of lunch. Not my lunch.
Right.
I like lunch.
Japanese lunch.
Japanese lunch. A little bit of lunch. Nice. You know, a little bit of tea. Right? And basically, this is hand-painted, hand-gilded. This is porcelain. It's a beige porcelain rather than a white porcelain. A white porcelain is a better, higher amount of kaolin clay, right? Higher quality. Value on one of these with the cup. Do you have the cups too?
She broke the cups.
Who broke the cups? Mama? Every cup, so you just have this with a big hole in it? With this big indentation part? Or you could put, I don't know, celery sticks. A Hershey's Kiss, you could put it right here. Right? Value on these that are just the plates, about $8 a plate. Boy, Melanie, that was not good. Oh, it breaks the hearts, makes the millionaires. Thank you. You came in, you put this down, you had a rasp, you had tissue, and you were cleaning it. You were cleaning it up. Not only some of the residue cleaning cloth, some of the application of all the way until 1957, but it's called compression glass. Compression is the first couple of years of the 1930s. What we call dissolving glass at that time period, compression glass. Did you call something? Compression. box tops and you send it in and send you back a glove, this kind of stuff. Not only a hard one, going by as well. Why didn't we have horse pictures that time? A straight picture that time? Places that glasses and platters like this? Because in fact it's more inexpensive to make something in glass than to make it in copper. So lots of people who didn't have the money, right, during the Depression would get glass. Or a full set of glass, pink glass, green glass, well, clear glass, whatever. So with big, this particular piece made anytime between 1910 and 1920. It's not from Is that possible in your grandmother's family history? Oh, yeah. Okay. Value of the piece might end up about $50 in this condition. In good condition, about $125. Not anything. Oops. How are you? What's happening? Come on, come in. Like, read it a lot.
But it's not going to come back. It's just unnecessary. So I want a good deal. I understand. Yeah, and you might want to remove the whole thing. Well, the cost of the whole thing is not in the current budget. Okay. Give them that next one. But as far as the inside, I just really appreciate the work of basics, all the stuff. It has a nice appearance to it. You know what you can do? You can put a gas, you have a natural gas. Well, I know you guys are the propane yeah, but when you're out in it, it's some other stuff too. So it's more. That's okay. No, it's site built, I'm sure. When it came out with this.
Well, the last number Randy was on the stage.
That's sensitive. That's the moment of hope. We generally have lady.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No worries, I'll have that. Yeah. That was the first one for me, so.
I figured. See, he laughed. He heard us last weekend at NRG.
Yeah. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I talked to you guys last week because I heard you guys as a joke, and I go,
There's no way there's two of those.
Exactly.
No.
There are a few around Houston, but yeah.
It's got the cool inside, right?
Oh, it is. It's wonderful. Our walls are 2x6 Douglas fir.
Yeah.
We have the surface on the outside, and we're brick from ground all the way to the roof.
Nice.
So,
did y'all build the house yourself?
We did.
Must have been a hell of an architect.
God, we found the plan
All right, forget it. A couple of nice booths right over here. It's extending and it's lighted booth.
Okay.
See if we can get some stuff in the rest of the
You got it. Go ahead. Thank you.
It's like she went to what I thought was actually the set, yeah. And essentially set guy.
Make sure that this one I'm talking about, the 1000, it swivels 8 times. So if that's not what you're interested in, then you're fine. So go down lower and get what you're looking for. And all it has is 20-year warranty. It's we can say 20 years, but it'll last you.
Let's see this way.
All right, let's go this way. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Here. This is
You're welcome.
Y'all enjoy the rest of the show? Oh, thank you.
No, I was just going to ask. I need some filter magnolia. Yeah, I was just curious. That's helpful. Usually, what is it? Kind of the sandy gumbo? They make it. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate the information.
We're getting closer.
Keep going. You want
a little bit more.
I haven't made the sound yet.
It's always good if you can kind of move stuff.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. So, okay, so what I want to do is move down here and show you. We have our wine rack here because we like wine. Yeah, right. But better than that, we can do a drawing. See this? we can do dividers so that and these are adjustable. We put a groove in each box, and then this is just a single. Spices. We do these up there. They are the one Texwood now. But you know what? I mean, if you have this light and like this, I mean, this could be all the spices. Yes, yes, we do that. And we can go that way. I mean, look at that. That's what we need.
He's going to point up to that top there. You see where it says that antenna up there? Oh, that's a good shot of that one. I mean, it's not bad if we could, you know what I mean? I don't know how we use it, but it's kind of a fun thing.
Oh, hey, Jay, how you doing?
You just got one mark on that side? Patio? Like a whole we do not very active. Two bars on one, and then 4 bars on this other. Up to these, just because it would give you a better signal in your house. Yeah, they stopped dropping calls completely with what appears to be a small gain in signal. According to the next for a more accurate reading of your signal level, we recommend putting your phone into test mode. This shows you a numeric rating of your exact signal level instead of general bars or dots. We'll show you how to use it. The Home 4G comes with an outside antenna, a signal booster,
Get up there, I'll tell him back and tell him.
That sounds good.
It's much easier to clean. But so this will work the same way. The only difference is it doesn't hold the heat a long time like this does. This is new and improved. So you can take this old stuff, put the same vegetables in here like I did. You get them started on a lower heat. Once you see the vapor, you spin the lid. At that point, you had to turn it all the way down to simmer. And you had to keep it on the lowest possible heat and not turn it off. The problem that people used to have back then is once you turn it off and it cools down even more, you can't get the lid off. You know. Well, this is what people do, put forks in. All you have to do is set it back on the burner for about 30 seconds and the lid comes right off it. But that tell you how, the tolerances that they made these at. And this was back in the days where they used calipers. They use computers now, with the machines. So this is much, much easier to deal with. So, you have a question, Judy?
What about the 10-inch thing?
This one right here? What did I just do with that thing? Here it is. And my glasses, no, you should keep them on. That's what I should do. All right, the 10-inch Freedom skillet. Okay. What did you have in mind? Well, I think I could. I just got to look and see what the point equivalent is. So you wouldn't use the gourmet cooker, but your daughter's a baker. So, okay.
Now there's a bunch of people from the computer and she's bringing it over there too.
They'll run away.
Love your shirt. Oh, thank you.
So you guys do the full install.
Cover jobs. Cover jobs. We have to buy it.
Yo le dije ayer.
I'm ready.
Yes. So you can see the tracks up there.
There's a good shot. I'm going to go like this, and then I'm going to kind of get this over. Here, so that's it.
We color match this to the facial for the drum, so it just blends in perfectly like so HOA doesn't really have an issue because they actually prefer our lights.
Which would be nice to do that while he's talking to me. God, you want me to start at a certain spot again?
Right where you were standing is good. That way it'll cut together.
Tell me when you're ready. You
I'm rolling.
Oh, cool.
Oh, you deserve a vacation. You got a vacation now. Great deal on it.
That is cool. Can you go to a green?
Yeah, go to green.
There you go.
Yeah, that's nice.
I like that. Okay, go to a blue.
Huh.
Yeah. Just kind of, like I said, it just depends on which tree you're going to go for. How wide it wants to be.
It depends on how kind of privacy you want to have, right?
Yeah. Pretty much. You can either start with something or you can go with something a little bit bigger. But I definitely stick with it.
Talking with some good people there.
But I mean, I spend, $100 a week on meals.
I don't remember.
That's the problem.
Watch out. If there's a job, well, I've done 1,500. I've done more of these than anybody else in the country. I was the first guy that brought from Australia. I was his first guy in most of the United States now.
Okay, that's all I wanted to bother you with.
That's a good move. Like that thing opens and closes.
I know.
I don't want to interrupt it, but it does. See that? Both. You can have multiple.
Tony right there. Tony has one in his house. He's
Yes,
the guy that runs the show.
Yeah.
He has one in his house.
I wanted you to remote control thing.
Tony, how many times? Good luck with your house fire. They don't know what happened to it. They don't have a report. So that you get lifetime warranty and never.
From 1908 to
very
present
important
day,
about this
from the
gift.
Houston box office or Landry Records.
Let's say mold and steel, you're
Like 3 weeks ago, I watched Asher's Clay.
rust coming out, have to board 7 months. You get a lifetime warranty. Knowing that.
Okay, bro.
This is exactly how.
So with all the rain that we get here, do you know what effect it has?
No, not at all. We've actually been selling something here for the last 11 years. We've been doing 2 hurricanes here and now 1 kitchen. If it wasn't water tap oils from our clothes would take off the polish from it, and eventually all around your kitchen would start to look bad. This kitchen will never happen. We cement floor our countertops so that it's all a nice even surface. There is no variations in our tile. What we do is that keeps the moisture from coming underneath it and popping it off. So there's no way cement party board is going to retain moisture. Cement is going to keep moisture from coming underneath the tile. So when we say it's waterproof, our board right here, we use lifetime warranty to back it up. Then what we do is we put in commercial grade equipment. Inside of it, we put a white ABS liner, so it looks very nice when you open up the doors. Pre-wire all the electric to 1 plug, so all you have to do is just plug it in and you're ready to go. And by us being custom builders, right hand return, left hand return your kitchens. We build 1,500 kitchens a year, and I can tell you out of that 1,500, very rare is 2 of them mine.
So if you came out to our house, you could custom make this any way we wanted, any kind of colors. If I wanted a grill over here, but a sink right here, during area over there, you guys can accommodate that? Okay.
And that's how most people want it, because most backyards aren't. I mean, you know, most houses now, they start.
Your house already looks like your neighbors, you know what I mean? You want to have something that looks a little different.
Exactly. And that's what these are for.
So how do we go about setting up for an appointment for when you guys to come out and see us? Do you guys do free investments?
We do free investments. You would tell us exactly what you want. Once we agree upon on like a price for a certain amount, like for example, this kitchen, if you go into Fremont Hot Tubs, which is my local dealer here in Spring, Texas, you walk into their showroom, you'll see that my kitchen is so. Right. Oh, now want to get the fish on the grill?
Oh, I like this.
We sell those for $4.99, and it's $40 a month for the
Add up the price of that, and you're going to pay 5 times the money.
These are promotional prices.
So were you guys interested in that?
Well, do you have a brochure or something?
Yes, our website, yes, so we are background.com, absolutely. Once we keep our house to us, so the house, I'm sorry, yeah, the year after year, we also have a game.
Thank you.
I told her at 2 o'clock, I can't wait no more. Oh
Okay. You have a great day, okay?
You bet. Thank you.
How you doing, sir? Another day in paradise. Yeah. You ever thought about putting one of these in your bank? Right.
Just got the lot in the house, and I got paint patio. What would I go off?
Concrete the whole thing in, yeah. Let's work. That's something. How you guys doing?
Doing well ever so.
Enjoying this Sunday afternoon? So which one of these is ours up in the backyard?
Save your stuff. Hold on. You ready?
I'm rolling.
Okay.
I'm staying at this one, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I have a lot of guns.
Okay.
I have shotguns, I have handguns, I have pistols, I have ammo, and I want to make sure they're secure for the
So
kids.
this is the Crescent Series 36 gun. Okay. This is a keypad option. Okay.
Oh wow.
Alright, so
It's large.
75-minute fire rating. Okay, we got the door tag on the side. We have the high shelf, so if you have a taller, long gun, it's also safe. It's our newest series. It's kind of like the cheaper series, but the bigger.
How long does it last?
This one,
Does it have like warranty or?
lifetime fire warranty and burglary. So if someone breaks into it, Colin just sends out another one. Okay. Our show special right now is free delivery and bolt down. So if like you're building and you need to wait, you can hang on to the safe, but you've already got your free delivery and bolt down. It's $175. So.
Oh, there we go. Wow. Okay. That's huge. That's a lot of room.
And it's a 75-minute fire rating, so it's going to outlast the burn in your house. It's got the pockets. You got your bolts on this. You've got 5 here and 2 underneath. Nobody's going to get in the sucker.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. So
that. Yep. You do have the option if you want to change it to a dial. I'm not a dial person. I like the keypad. I know your next question is going to be.
When he asked me a question, I couldn't answer. When you go on the weekends, do you have to stay overnight? Okay, good. That's the only thing you was concerned about. No, I couldn't. Yeah, no, I can see that, but I just want to know what's married to it. If there's holiday in the street, right? I guess if we're going out. He's got a show.
so they will pay you back anything excess that you don't use. There's also a solar hybrid inverter, which has battery storage, so in case the grid ever goes out, you're on in, you want to pay cash, 25 grand. You do that with your $20 grand, like that. Ballpark. But all you're doing,
I did with the last thing. I was waiting for somebody else to come back in.
Well, I'm just thinking you could do a close-up, turn on the item. Let me see.
Then we also have this
This is the master build. All that kind of stuff. I looked at it. I appreciate all you looked, you kind of saw it. You said it was something that a lot of he will know. He'll know because maybe this. What would you say is your 2 or 3 most popular items that win? Typewriters. Typewriters and the camera. Get one of this, like a close-up of this type. Go in there.
I see you put $2 in there. Not happy with it. Don't take 5 either.
You know what? You're just full of bad information. You're just like, hey, how are you ladies doing? Y'all want some information on solar? Why not? What about energy efficient? Y'all should do that.
I just redid all my stuff.
So you're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Glad to do that.
How are you? All right. Really, really.
Going.
There's an old vintage model. Okay. I wonder if that's the old one. That's it. Can you hold that up? That's my uncle. I'm thinking about buying it. But his son and my cousin's also trying. So the old adage, what's that? The apple didn't fall too far from the tree.
Ignore me.
I'm sorry.
No, ignore me.
When you leave at the end. Don't look at me, but point up to the antenna up here.
You're in the shot. There you go.
Point up here. Don't look at me, but point up here.
We're looking at this thing.
All right, so that's awesome.
That was great.
Last camera. No, it's not.
How you doing? Then come back out this way?
Yes, sir.
And then come back this way. Oh, no, over here, over here. Oh, that's fine. That'll work. You guys are good. You guys are. That's my move. Gracias. I guess we would be on it that long. Going back this way, I guess.
Absolutely.
You can get that on the way out, and then maybe get that marquee that has our deal up there, you know.
That's a good idea.
25 and married. But or a woman, or we get a sex change. And that may be fine.
How you guys doing? Got any landscape issues you want to solve this spring or summer?
Press is something. I don't know if you can like that. This is last weekend. We were at the shower head off. That's very skateboard, right? So I had my husband just so there's no tools involved. You literally just, like screw it in and you're good to go. Online they're 140. Here they're 90. Okay, I'm gonna walk around. That's actually the exit right there. I mean, the actual exit. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Attention visitors, welcome to the 12th annual Sci-Fair Home and Garden Show. Going on in 5 minutes, come see Bryson as he presents the essential steps to designing and building your dream home. That's in 5 minutes, located in aisle 600.
Thanks, man. We don't need all of that, right? How much do you need?
That's good.
Right.
Okay. Oh yeah, here.
That's perfect right there.
Let me get out of her picture though. Oh, let me go this way.
Okay.
What a great picture.
What things, sir? On that?
Get painted. No, I don't want you
Oh, let's cover the box up.
Not in the shot.
I like to ride stage. This one go explore. Oh my gosh, there you go. Well, and this is the pictures that I have.
Yeah, I got typed.
You know he'll deny it. No, man, I've been doing it every year. And we're retyping it. But it's okay.
People still do that. But we're going to do. You know, it's like gone.
So, like I said, we retyped it every day. This was her down. So that's why we had to make that. Is that where the vanity is? Yeah, it's
yeah, I don't know what's going on over here.
That can make you smile. You're adjusting here.
Where are you? Do you like it here so far? It's good. Are they through filming? Are they still filming?
Yes, we are.
Okay. I just want to make sure I just...
We're still filming.
Like for the
We only get one ride down the road. When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it ain't that bad.
Whatever you got, but I just don't want to pack it up like this.
That is a. Oh, that's a fun.
See this?
Boy, if you want to do it, I use another 2.
People look at it.
I did 225. That's 2.
What do you? Which part? Just a electronic viewfinder.
Is it an aftermarket thing?
No, sir.
That comes with the...
Every camera is different. Some come with a electronic viewfinder. Some you need to buy. You need to buy an extra.
I like the idea when you were looking at it and so
Okay.
See one on that? I'll go look it up.
A Nikon?
The 800.
Okay.
I probably won't make any more like this. I would want like
Tell me when you're done here, and then we'll go take the next section.
We're going to the radio show?
Yeah. So we got, well, they're the radio show right here. And then you have Tom Tynan, which is in that room, which we're going to right now. Right here's a good one right there.
Right now I show you something different for the shoulder. So you can feel like this with small areas.
Welcome visitors to the first Montgomery County Home and Garden Show. In 5 minutes, please join Diane Cohen as she presents the Home Design Workshop.
My dog's doing good.
What's up, kid? Tony Wood. This one here, this one right here, the way it is, the fireplace, get that fireplace. That's a good man.
Y'all make it all right?
Hey,
Man, I wish I could, but no truck. They got like a kill going on. They get like they go right, they die. He's free now. He's free. Hey, Josh, what's going on? What's up, buddy? Let's go.
I'll get it. Thank you.
It's like more like an 8. He's $6.99 usually. So you can see it's a little bit heavier. So what you see now, we're just stuck in this moment forever.
Almost every restaurant. It's crazy for the food trees. I got 13 bucks. What you might keep oh, sorry.
I was hoping to only go through the same shit.
I admire if you're going around your back here, you will not
That's good.
Oh, you can walk right here.
Have you tried it? This one you can remove everywhere you want. You can put the lower back, middle back, and shoulder. Even you can do arms and feet too. This one, let me show you the lower back. You see the one? You move up. Just move up by yourself. Okay. For this one, it's the word you take off the chair. The chair, the other thing we use like that. We use this one. This one we use as 3D picture. You can build much different. So you can build it in all company from together. So you can build much different.
Check it out if they have one near you. You get all the classes, you get all the best gym I've ever been to. Thanks for the buck.
I travel a lot. I bring the TRX.
Okay, I don't know that Fitness Connection has a lot of locations in a lot of areas.
Yeah.
I think they're like in Texas and a couple other states. But, you know, hey, worth a shot at it. Man, have a good one.
At the Duck Lines and Ideas Stage, located in Yellow Rose Prison North.
Hey, Mom. Hey, Mom. Ha! Yeah.
sitting on top of a number. If you're in the front row, you have 2 numbers. The stools, you have 1 number. And if you're not sitting, you're not getting. That's all this is the guy. Find a number. Keep this out, you do it every day, okay? How many here would love to make your meals at home every night in 15 minutes or less? Okay, I'm going to teach you some tricks about cooking fast. First thing you have to do is eliminate the slow stuff. Who can tell me what's the slowest thing you cook? John, what do you think it is? What's the slowest thing you cook? Meats are really slow, but surprisingly slow in the meat. That's a good guess. Pasta. You know what it is, don't you? Ready? I'm going to give you one. You should teach you this. Whenever hurricane low, this is as you know, 20 temperatures rating, in fact, the highest impact rating is that you can get it. But as a health food, no, we're not guaranteeing water.
Went kaput in 2008 with the economy. My wife and I know it was Providence. I know there's bigger hands in it, but I looked at my boys, my 12-year-old, my 10-year-old, my 8-year-old, and thought, you know, if we're ever going to move to the mountains and not have to live through another one of these summers, now's the time. It'd be a perfect opportunity. You know, the boys were at that age. I was working way too much, and thought, you know, we were actually building multifamily in Texas and you know, selling it to investors, and things were just going great. But I just felt some urging. It's time to spend some good quality time with those boys, more so than I had been able to, just because of how much I was working. So we just basically.
That's right, Boise State beat them, right? I was at that game.
But anyway, he's there. He got a great scholarship for that National Merit deal. My young boy, he wants to come down here. He'll redeem the rest of us. He wants to come to A&M. So anyway, we've been up there. We were up there for quite a while, 3 or 4 years, I should say. You know, before my boy got that scholarship. My oldest boy got the scholarship to Boise State University, Bluefield. You know, and he went down there, and he was 16 at the time. And I'm thinking, I'm not letting any 16-year-old boy go off without me kind of helicoptering over him. You know, that kind of daddy. But anyway, we rented a condo down there in Boise and thought, wow. I mean, this market is kind of in a Goldilocks zone. We could really make some hay if we could find enough houses to renovate and sell them here, because you had a lot of, you know, you could, if it's just a matter of finding the houses, it was a good market where people were moving in and buying. So about that time, a friend from church introduced me to Luke. We went to the same church, and because Luke was actually renovating some homes himself, and I'll let him go into his why, but that's a good story in and of itself. But anyway, we met. We did our first house together, and Luke was off doing his thing. He was a musician. I was off. By that time, I had my little law practice I was operating up in Coeur d'Alene. So we were kind of tag teaming this business, and it just took off on us. And that was about 5 years ago, and I guess the rest is history. HGTV found us. We certainly weren't looking for a TV show. In fact, I moved to Idaho for a little bit slower life, and ended up going this route. But so we're partners together. This is a good fella here. He's not from Texas, but he's a good fella. And I'll let him tell his story here.
Thanks, Clint. I didn't realize I was a fella, but I like that. But Alaska, so I still got to get up to Alaska. But it was just the joy of my life. I was out playing and leading worship and enjoying it. And my wife and I had 2 kids of our own, Elias and Brighton, and we really felt this tug inside of our hearts to want to adopt. And we didn't know from where or how we were going to afford it or any of that kind of stuff, but we were really we were drawn to this little boy in China. He was 5 years old, he couldn't walk, and there was just something about him, and we really wanted him to be a part of our family. But the problem was he didn't have $35,000 laying around to adopt a kid. And you know, touring musician, I wasn't making money, especially in the Christian industry. And so more than anything, you know, we just were like, we got to figure out, you know, a way to make some money. And so I decided to buy a house, fix it up, and sell it. And I didn't have a Clint with me at that time, and so I had a hard time trying to figure it out, because I knew that it had a lot of potential. I saw the vision for it, but it was just the matter of trying to get it all to happen, because I was still touring, and so I just kept doing it and kept buying houses and fixing them up and selling them. And right in the middle of that, I met Clint. It was really just a blessing because that was really our passion and our why. And we've adopted 4 kids now from China. All of them have special needs. And it's not because we're great people or anything like that. It's truly just because we feel every single child deserves a family. And it's really just the joy of my life and the motivation for why we do this stuff. And so it was never to start a business, was never to get into real estate or anything like that, or definitely not to have a TV show. But here we are, and it's really been incredible because in life, to find someone that you really connect with and you have a synergy with, and someone that gets you and understands what your passions are and vice versa, it's a really special thing to find. We can find that in our husbands and in our wives, but to have that in a friend, especially one that just kind of came out of the blue, has really been, I think, a blessing for both of us. And so it's all real, with our show is we really are 2 separate people living, came from 2 different backgrounds. I was really in the arts, and Clint, was CPA and real estate attorney and, all these amazing titles. But we're just totally 2 different people.
HGTV, they always have these folks out just scouring social media looking for people who might make an interesting TV show. And it's come to find out, they were actually 4 or 5 different production companies came calling and saying, hey, HGTV is looking for an odd couple in the Pacific Northwest. And I don't know why married. Yeah, it's not married. And I don't know why they found it. I don't know what they think. I don't know what they think's odd about us, but they. Now we're definitely oddballs. I mean, you even look. I mean, we even look like Bert and Ernie. But the funny thing is, that we had 4 or 5 production companies come after us, and it was kind of a tough decision. We didn't know anything about these TV production stuff when the thing happened, so we kind of prayed about it and talked about it and figured out, well, this High Noon, they got Chip and Joanna Gaines. They've got the biggest show on HGTV. I mean, we might as well go with someone who doesn't need us, and but who knows how to do this. So not someone learning on the fly. So we decided to go with High Noon Entertainment, and we have not stopped since we've done our pilot. Literally have not stopped. And our pilot was just happened to be during what they call Snowmageddon up in Boise. They had more snow that year than had ever been recorded by like magnitudes. And you wouldn't know, we'd be trying to finish our one house for our pilot in that mess. So it made for some excitement. I guess they liked that and thought, well, we'll just let you film every winter in Boise. So that's what we're doing these days.
Yeah, it stinks.
Well, enough of us talking. We'd like to get down to the nitty-gritty, and as Nacho Libre said, and let y'all ask us some questions and just see. Yes, sir.
Is your market just in Boise, in that area?
Well, right now it is. In fact, Forbes just came out and said that Boise is the fastest growing city in America, and it's harder and harder to find houses in the fastest growing city in America. To renovate. I mean, we could probably start building some new builds, but that's not what we do. So, we're renovating and as fast as we can, finding houses. And this season, you'll see, our model is buy, renovate, and sell. But there were 2 or 3 people approached us this season that had just some amazing houses that we thought we can't let those go. So you'll see a couple times where we're actually working for folks.
Yeah.
So you do work for people.
Yeah, occasionally we will work for people. It's not our business model. We're not against it, but it's really tough because for Clint and I, we have a vision when we go into it, and it gets a little cloudy sometimes when you've got someone feeling like, well, that's great and all, but I want to do this, and this, because it's not that we don't want to serve people. It's just we feel like we're more efficient when we can just come in, have a vision, make it happen, and then sell it. We're going to have more people fighting for that house than just renovating a house for someone who's got a very specific thing that they want to have done. And so we like to build our brand around what we feel like we do well.
Are your customers segmented by locals or people leaving California or what?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
It's amazing. We're the fastest growing city in America because of California. Everybody's trying to get out of that place. And I know they're coming. I know California's coming here too. So, but anyway, that's we won't delve into that. But yeah, we got a lot of Californians coming in, and so we have a lot of locals. In fact, this season you'll see us do one house for the mayor's brother, and they're long-term locals there. But yeah, most of the houses we end up renovating and selling actually go to people moving from the West Coast.
Yeah.
You had a question?
Yes. So what percentage of houses are on TV? I heard you doing, twice the number of renovations that what we would see.
That used to be the case, but now that we have to fit 13 houses in 6 to 8 months. And that means we start one a week at the beginning, and so if you picture the shape of a football, that's where we are right now. We're in the middle with all these open houses. I think we're kind of over the hump here. What have we got, 8 in the can now and 5 finishing? But yeah, it's
what you see is really what you have time to do in that.
Pretty much.
6 months.
And we want to do some of this stuff too. So if we're always got our nose to the ground stuff up there, we wouldn't have the opportunity to do
And
something.
spend time with our families.
Yeah, do some of this. Yes, ma'am.
Luke, I watched the show where you fell in love with the house you renovated.
Uh-huh.
And had to go to Clinton and ask him, what do you think, guys? How much would this cost? Are you still in that home?
I am in that home, yeah.
It was phenomenal.
Oh, well, thank you.
Well, Luke designed that from the ground up.
Yes.
Luke won't brag on himself, but I'll tell you this much. Luke has not a scintilla of training in design. He's got life experiences, and I've never seen anybody. And what I like about working with Luke is he's actually not predictable. As you can see on the show, and sometimes that throws a wrench in things. But at the end of the day, these are fresh ideas that no one's taught in school, and they're not predictable. And so I think that's one of the big reasons we have a
That
successful
show
show.
was really special because we got to see some of your children.
Yeah, well, they're really the joy of my life, honestly, and they're going to be in this upcoming season a lot more, actually. That was one of the notes that HGTV gave to us, that they wanted to see more of our families and our wives, because that's who we are, it's our motivation. Clint and I aren't just trying to make a buck. I mean, we really aren't. If we were, we would just be slapping on some paint, and putting out a sign. And really, we put so much love and care to these houses because we care about people, and because we care about our families, ultimately. And so, that really is our motivation, and so we're thankful that they're a part of the show, and it's really a blessing. So.
In fact, did y'all, his...
Again, it's, this is why we're out trying to hustle to make money, so we can ultimately, be able to add value in our lives.
Yes, sir.
I'll comment on Fixer Upper. I've noticed, it seems to me sometimes that the cost of the renovation relative to what the end product looks like is really, really low. Are those materials or labor or anything subsidized by the production company?
No, you don't see that in our shows. The production company doesn't really pay up. We basically we'll make our revenue from this show through sponsorships and what have you.
Yeah.
But no, what you see in our show are real numbers.
Okay.
I mean, we don't fudge anything, and sometimes we make a good profit, and sometimes we just get by the skin of our teeth. But those are real numbers. And up there in Idaho, we can't buy a $20,000 house or even a $120,000 house, especially in Boise right now. Those houses are expensive, and then the renovation. When you got this much activity going on, the renovations have gotten a lot more. I bet our renovations cost twice now what they used to cost, just because of labor and materials have just skyrocketed since we've been doing this. So our numbers are real.
Waco's picked up too, but at one time it was really cheap.
Yeah, no, I know it. Thank Chip and Joanna for that. Yes, sir.
How much self-control do you have from the production company? Do they?
And we're just 3-year thing, and all the guys are things still. So caravan is here, section over here. It's finished out nice. Really? I did 275 over here. I get like around 25 for each set like that. And lifetime here, I put Willis and New Waverly on 75. So I'm going to Willis. Work out my house. I'm a giant for a bit operator. Everything's made by me. Like all the good slow drama here. I really didn't look like that. Well, actually, I'll have logs. I don't know how everybody else does it. Part of mine's product is just learning as I go. But I'll have logs cut, but sometimes it's a year down the road. complicated, but like this one, I built it out and then cracked, you know, it's kind of what cracked the game here.
Thank you.
The one with the same. That one right there. These are different. They're very slim.
Yeah, it's a good deal. Had a house just where I put one fan on it. Everything's house about 76 degrees and so
The other one has more brown in it. This one's more red.
Fully square. The other side.
This one's
Yeah, so what I'm showing people in my demo is all of the stuff that they've got short.
I think I'm a little bit of a water. I'm more of a visual. Short. Yeah, I don't really get water. All right. Thank you. Yep, sure.
did I help you sort that? The mask?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, now you can control the human. That's a good idea. Make them smart and start college.
Yeah. That's a great idea right there, yeah.
Yeah, I told you, man. What did I tell you? Just do it. I'm not online.
Can't keep it in stock. In fact, I'm finding when you decide to get a decent set of cookware anymore at a good store, average price you're going to pay in a decent store, I think on average is running about $2,300. Sounds about right. In fact, even at Macy's a few weeks ago, I walked through, they had a little set of all that, smaller than my classic set, 20. Let's start at the top with the classic set. We'll go right down through it. And Mike, you can relax. It's not going to be the $5,000 to $10,000 issue. We actually sell our classic set, which surprises me because this is a 7-ply made in America, about the same price as the 3-ply Macy's made in Taiwan. You'll find our classic set everywhere you look for only $2,497. This caliber, that's a great price. This weekend, I told you we're sponsoring. They're actually letting us take $600 off that set this weekend. What's that? Only $1,897. Write that down. It's really good. Yours not working? Try that. See what's in there. 1897. That's less than my golf clubs fit in my garage. The bottom row, the family set, those are twice as big. They fit twice.
Attention visitors and welcome to the first ever Montgomery Home and Garden Show. Going on in 5 minutes at the seminar stage.
Great, so it'd be like.
I do too. I do.
Well, this has armrests right here. These all have armrests. Now this top is the most therapeutic. So, it's different the way you're sitting here because you don't touch the air because you're actually angled like a lazy boy chair. This is going to be the same all up together. It's got a really phenomenal neck and shoulder setup, and then this recliner controls your body. So it's like a sports car.
No, I was just curious how much I'd have to save. That's mostly. Yeah.
like somebody to give you
Thank you, guys.
Oh, you're welcome.
Right, I'll worry.
We're not driving, we're driving.
The prices are fine. I mean, that's turned on. So that's why I say, it's plug and play. One therapy seat. There's no other seats around it, so you can run against an exercise. You have one exercise in there, so you don't have any of that extra bells and whistles. You only have one therapy seat. Which gives you a different service. Anyway, you can get that one for about $19.95.
Oh, please. Thank you.
It's all
I got both. I got them before, but I also got them again.
There's a designer right here, and there's a designer right next to it.
Right down here.
Anyway, we just wanted to say hi.
Hi, Travis.
Yeah, hi, Travis. Really are enduring birds, but
okay. Well, good luck to him. Good luck to him.
Working hard.
Just give the different sizes.
If he has, yes, go ahead and take one.
Yeah, I might have to. I'm going to have to get one from him.
These are our show contracts that I use at the show. Short, quick, simple, to the point. Check off what they want. Bam, set the appointment, get out there. So
that's the deal, right?
That's the object. Because we all know it's a good idea, and this ain't good. And now we got to get checks away from the kitchen table.
Nice to meet you, fellas. I'll take care. Be safe, okay?
Thank you.
I used to wrestle in high school, and lingering injury from like 10, 15 years ago. Yeah, I use a phone every day.
It's kind of scary.
Okay, is there a day of the week that's better?
Hey there, folks. Free massage.
Or you can give me a call Monday and how is your birthday?
Oh yeah, so you just catch it right here.
Feel a little bit of warmth on the muscles. And it's not putting any blood out. It's just the heat from the friction. I don't know what you're thinking.
I got high but similar pain in the same region, burning sensation.
Top and bottom of the foot.
Yeah, I usually do like a set of stairs, stretch it down, stick the foot in, lean here, show you some.
Oh yeah, same thing.
If I can have you take this arm here and circle your chest here on that shoulder and hold it there. Get this muscles a little bit
Well, it's too long. Oh, okay, great. Right? We can't see you. You gotta pay attention. Been a long day for her.
That's why they were
Talk to her. Talk about the thing. Talk to Jody then.
about the porcelain and the...
Okay, I do love sweet. So it does have a stainless steel, but it has the porcelain and powder too. So everyone else does plastic, so that's cool. Cracks and over time. Maybe the porcelain is Yes. Yeah, you can put quite size comforter in there.
You're okay.
So you don't
Thank
lose
you.
any capacity in either one of them. They won't say about how the water goes up. So they're the only ones on the market. This is what I said simple parts. They're the only ones that actually truly have that true water flow. So where you actually get to actually set. So you have to speak with. They're the literally only ones on the market right now that you can truly select how much water is going in your machine. You can put it on autofill and make it go the way that you like it, HE. But you can select truly how much is in there and how much you want to use for water. If you only put a little bit, you just want to fill up halfway or partially or all the way, you truly get to select and you can open it up and look at the water. So a lot of people, if they have that glass filter,
People ask me.
Right there's great.
All right.
And it's not.
Don't look over here. Just look forward.
It's like this is less
She does our videos.
Oh, that's okay.
She does our videos in our store.
It's all plasters, but it's pressure. It's called
this right here, this is called glass beads. So this is a metallic that I put a texture. I used a roller to get that texture. Then I put a stencil. Yeah, I did all this. Yes. So then this is glass beads. You apply the stencil to the glass beads. I'm really amazed. And this right here.
Charge for us to come out and come see you. We don't charge to come see people and come out to the house and Dad calls it giving his wish list.
Well, pretty much, we're still putting it all together, but we have an idea what we want to do.
Gotcha. Dad will do one of these, probably a smaller scale, but we do a design for you and come up and we'll label the plants and then
Oh, as far as outdoors.
This is outdoors, but I mean, this is still an area. Like
I'd be interested in talking to you outdoors. I'm not really good.
I don't have any effect on that. I mean, sometimes when I go home, I can.
We already got the.
That way, I can.
This is pretty well lit over here. But you see them real quickly left to right, and the fine line blasting real quick.
It's okay.
Did you get a nice little quickie?
Okay, I'm going to show you the sacred knuckles and say something. When you go grocery shopping, I know it's convenient, non-stop salad section. Items for $3 to $5. Little minnows, egg salads.
Better if you're talking to somebody, or maybe you do something like that again, you'll cause the factory maybe a vertical up and down or something.
Okay, yes.
I prefer it.
See the bath part over here too. Kind of